Welcome to World Numismatic Finds, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and historical coins that hold stories far beyond their face value. In today's special feature, we are diving into the top 7 rare coins from the United Kingdom, each carrying its own unique charm and legacy. Among these treasures, we have the 1 penny from 1916 in a dirty condition, a glimpse into the early 20th century, the 2 pence from 1996 showing a rusty appearance, the 50 pence from 1997 preserved in fine condition, the 20 pence from 1985 in a very dirty state yet steeped in significance, the 1 shilling from 1957, circulated and rich with mid-century history, the 3 pence from 1954 with the marks of circulation telling its own tale, and the 5 pence from 1969, weathered and dirty yet still commanding attention. Each of these coins, despite their differing conditions, carries huge worth in today's collector market, making them not just everyday currency of their time but remarkable finds for numismatists worldwide. Let's get started up with the story of the United Kingdom's 1 penny coin of 1916 is one that truly captures the imagination of coin collectors across the world, for this is not just an ordinary piece of currency but a genuine relic of history, a coin that has survived the test of time and still carries with it an aura of cultural significance. In today's video, we will be exploring this remarkable coin in great detail, taking you on a journey through its origins, design, historical value, and its present-day appeal to collectors. Though the particular example we are focusing on may be found in dirty condition, that in itself tells a story of circulation and long-standing presence in people's hands during some of the most important years in modern history. Despite its humble appearance, the 1916 penny is in high demand, with exceptional specimens in the highest grades achieving market values that would surprise many. The background of the 1916 penny takes us directly into the middle of the First World War, a period that shaped the destiny of nations and left an indelible mark on Britain. During this time, the Royal Mint continued to produce coinage as part of the economic lifeblood of the country, and the penny held a special place in everyday commerce. This coin bore the image of King George V, who reigned from 1910 until 1936, and was a monarch whose presence offered a sense of continuity and stability during turbulent times. The very fact that such coins were struck while the world was engaged in conflict adds to their sense of importance and intrigue for collectors today. Turning our attention to the head and tail representation, the obverse of the 1916 penny presents the dignified portrait of King George V facing left, a design by the artist Sir Bertram McKennell, whose depiction has become iconic for its regal yet approachable quality. His crowned effigy was inscribed with the Latin legend George Ives VDG Brit OMN Rex FD IND proclaiming him as King of all Britain, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. On the reverse side, we see the timeless figure of Britannia seated facing right, wearing her classical helmet and holding her trident, a shield by her side emblazoned with a Union Jack. This powerful design, representing strength and maritime supremacy, had adorned British pennies since the 17th century, and in 1916 it was still a proud symbol of national identity. Even when found in dirty or well-worn condition, the enduring beauty of this design can be appreciated. The cultural and historical values of the coin are immense. The 1916 penny is not only a piece of money that circulated in markets, shops, and pockets of ordinary people, but it also reflects the broader story of Britain at war, an era of resilience and sacrifice. Collectors treasure this coin because it is much more than just a token of exchange. It is a tangible piece of history, a window into the everyday life of a nation holding together during difficult years. The penny's design itself is a celebration of British identity, symbolizing strength, leadership, and national pride. In terms of technical specifications, the 1916 penny was struck in bronze and weighed 9.4 grams, with a diameter of 30.8 millimeters. Its solid feel and rich dark color when preserved in higher grades make it a coin that is instantly recognizable in hand. These physical characteristics add to the coin's desirability, as it feels substantial and important, reflecting the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint at the time. Some key facts about this coin make it all the more attractive to collectors. The mintage was high enough for circulation, but finding well-preserved examples today is an entirely different story. Most of the surviving pieces, especially those that were heavily circulated, come in dirty or worn condition, like the one we are discussing today. This only enhances the appeal of higher-grade specimens, which are exceedingly rare and thus command significant premiums in the market. For example, a 1916 penny graded MS65 has been known to sell for around $13,500, while some examples, depending on quality and provenance, have even reached as high as $14,200 at major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and on platforms like eBay. These staggering values demonstrate the extraordinary demand for this coin in pristine condition. The rarity and condition of the 1916 penny remain crucial for collector demand. While many circulated examples exist, coins in uncirculated or near-perfect mint state are vanishingly rare and have become the ultimate target for serious numismatists. Even dirty or worn examples hold collector interest because they represent history, but the real financial rewards are found in those high-grade pieces that have been preserved against the odds. The current market value for a circulated 1916 penny in dirty or average condition may be modest, often just a few dollars, but the incredible spike in value when the grade improves shows just how powerful condition is in determining worth. Collectors who focus on quality are willing to pay substantial sums to secure the finest known examples, and this trend continues to drive auction results upward. For collectors, a few important tips are worth mentioning. Always look carefully at the coin's details. The sharpness of Britannia's trident, the clarity of King George VS portrait, and the overall surface preservation are key indicators of grade and value. Avoid coins that have been harshly cleaned, as this reduces their desirability. When possible, seek out coins that are certified by reputable grading services, as this provides assurance of authenticity and condition. And never underestimate the long-term value of even circulated pieces, for they remain popular amongst enthusiasts building historical sets. In conclusion, the 1916 one-penny coin of the United Kingdom is an exceptional example of how ordinary money can transform into a rare and valuable collectible over the passage of time. From its wartime origins and iconic designs to its cultural resonance and present-day market demand, this coin remains a shining star in the world of British numismatics. Even in dirty condition, it tells a compelling story, and for those lucky enough to hold a high-grade example, the rewards can be extraordinary, with auction values climbing as high as $14,200. This coin is not just a relic of history, but a treasure that continues to capture hearts and inspire collectors, ensuring its place as one of the most sought-after pennies of the 20th century. At number 2, the 1996 United Kingdom 2-pence coin may at first appear as a humble piece of small change, particularly in a rusty or circulated condition, yet within the world of numismatics it holds a much deeper significance that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. When we look beyond the surface, this coin tells us not only about the currency system of its time, but also about the rich heritage of Britain's decimal coinage, its symbolism, and the value it commands in today's ever-growing collector market. Far from being just an ordinary bronze coin, the 1996 2-pence has achieved a place of admiration and demand, with some pristine graded examples fetching extraordinary sums at international auctions, and even a coin with minor imperfections still generating considerable interest amongst enthusiasts. The background of the 2-pence coin lies in the great transformation of Britain's currency during the decimalisation era, which began in 1971. The 2-pence piece was introduced as part of this new decimal system, replacing the old pre-decimal denominations that had served Britain for centuries. By 1996, the coin was firmly established in everyday circulation, struck in bronze and featuring a standardized design that had by then become familiar to the public. Despite being issued in high numbers, certain features, conditions, and historical context have elevated the desirability of these coins over time, particularly when tied to rare mint states or unusual preservation, making the 1996 issue a notable example in modern collections. On the head side of the coin we see the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, as sculpted by Raphael Macluf, a portrait that beautifully captures the regal dignity of the monarch during her middle reign years. This effigy was widely admired for its detailed rendering of the Queen wearing the royal diadem, symbolizing stability and continuity for the nation. On the tail side lies the heraldic emblem of the badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, accompanied by the historic motto ICHDN, which translates to I serve. This design is more than mere decoration. It is a nod to Britain's enduring traditions, its noble heraldry, and the role of the monarchy in shaping national identity, all of which make the coin an object of cultural importance. The cultural and historical values of the 1996 2-pence coin cannot be overlooked. It represents a time when Britain was well into the era of decimalisation, yet still deeply rooted in traditions of heraldry and monarchy. Coins such as this carried the imagery of royal history into the pockets of ordinary citizens, silently linking people with centuries of national heritage. They are symbols of both modern currency use and timeless identity, showing how even the smallest coin can carry powerful meanings that outlive the age in which they were struck. For collectors, this dual nature of modern practicality and historical continuity makes the 1996 issue particularly fascinating. When it comes to technical details, the 1996 2-pence coin was struck in bronze, weighing approximately 7.12 grams and with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. Its weight and size were carefully calibrated to align with the decimal system, while its strong metallic composition ensured durability for years in circulation. Even so, coins that remained in use often developed signs of age such as rust, wear, or tarnish, especially in adverse conditions. Yet collectors know that despite visible marks of time, the historical worth and collectability of the coin can endure, especially when compared with the rarest high-grade versions that have been immaculately preserved. Some of the key facts about the 1996 2-pence coin include its standard circulation issue, the Raphael Maklouf portrait, and its enduring popularity among those assembling complete decimal collections. Though it was produced in significant numbers, the rarity emerges not from its minting figures, but from its condition. Coins graded as high as Mint State 65, referred to as MS65, are exceedingly rare, and it is here that the true value reveals itself. In markets such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic platforms, examples in this rare grade have sold for astonishing prices. A coin in MS65 condition has been known to command as much as $17,500, while another sale reached as high as $19,700, a testament to just how strongly collectors value these special finds. Even coins in rusty or circulated condition, while not achieving such dizzying heights, retain steady interest due to their cultural weight and their potential role in completing sets, making them worthy of attention for those with an eye for history. The rarity and condition of this coin form the cornerstone of collector demand. While many circulated pieces survive, they cannot compare in price to their pristine counterparts, but they remain crucial for enthusiasts who wish to trace the journey of Britain's modern currency. The difficulty in locating high-grade examples is precisely what drives the market, and every appearance of a superb specimen at auction attracts vigorous competition from collectors across the globe. Even rusty or tarnished coins are valued for their story, their symbolism, and the hope that they may one day be paired with rarer condition examples in a complete collection. For today's market, the value of the 1996 2-pence is undeniable. As mentioned earlier, auction records highlight prices ranging from $17,500 to nearly $19,700 for coins in MS65 condition, which is remarkable for a denomination once dismissed as common pocket change. Even circulated examples, when properly presented, find ready buyers, since demand remains high for coins of this period due to their symbolic place in British currency history. It is the combination of history, rarity, design, and condition that sustains and grows the demand, positioning the 1996 2-pence as more than just a small denomination coin, but as a hidden treasure within British numismatics. For collectors, tips to consider include paying attention to condition above all else, as surface quality and preservation define the leap from ordinary value to extraordinary worth. Collectors should also explore reputable auction houses and trusted online platforms, keeping an eye on coins with strong grading certificates and verifiable authenticity. Even those who begin with coins in rusty or circulated states may later trade upwards, using their pieces as stepping stones to more valuable acquisitions. Patience, knowledge, and attention to detail are the guiding principles for making the most of collecting opportunities, especially with coins like the 1996 2-pence that have already demonstrated substantial market demand. In conclusion, the 1996 2-pence coin of the United Kingdom, even in rusty or circulated condition, is far from an ordinary piece of metal. It is a coin that unites history, culture, design, and value, carrying with it the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, the heraldry of the Prince of Wales, and the enduring story of Britain's currency evolution. While common in appearance, the rarest high-grade examples have reached staggering figures of $17,500 to $19,700 at leading auctions, showing the immense potential locked within this coin. At number 3, the United Kingdom's 50-pence piece from the year 1997, preserved in fine condition and now regarded as a rare gem by serious collectors. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary circulation coin, but upon closer inspection, this particular issue has so much to reveal about British culture, heritage, and the lasting fascination with modern commemorative coinage. More importantly, it has grown into one of the most desirable finds in the collecting market today, where its value has risen far beyond its face worth, making it a coin that collectors from across the globe are willing to pay thousands of dollars to secure. To set the background, the 50-pence coin first came into existence in 1969, replacing the old 10-shilling note as part of Britain's move towards decimalisation. With its distinctive seven-sided, equilateral curve heptagon shape, it instantly stood apart from all other coinage, becoming not just a piece of currency but a cultural symbol of Britain's innovative approach to coin design. By 1997, the Royal Mint had been refining its minting processes, and the coins issued during this period carried a particular sharpness and clarity in detail that makes them even more appealing when found in higher grades today. The 1997 issue also coincides with a period of British history that saw cultural renewal and modernization, giving this coin a special context as part of the nation's evolving story. Now, let us look at the head and tail representation of this rare 50-pence. On the obverse side, we see the elegant portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklouf, which continued to embody dignity and continuity in the late 20th century. Her image, crowned and regal, represents the stability of the monarchy and the enduring strength of the United Kingdom itself. On the reverse, the coin traditionally bore the image of Britannia, helmeted and seated beside a lion, holding her trident and shield with the Union flag emblazoned upon it. This depiction of Britannia is more than decoration. It is a centuries-old emblem of Britain's maritime power, national pride, and watchful guardianship, a motif deeply woven into the fabric of the nation's identity. Together, these designs made the coin not only a medium of exchange but a small canvas of cultural artistry. Culturally and historically, the 1997 50 pence is highly significant. It marks a coinage that was still produced in the larger, heavier format before the redesign in 1998 when the Royal Mint reduced the size to the smaller 50 pence we are familiar with today. Therefore, owning a 1997 coin is not merely holding currency, it is holding the very last year of the larger Britannia 50 pence, a moment of transition in the history of British coinage. Collectors recognise this as a crucial turning point, making the 1997 issue all the more desirable. When we come to the weight and specifications, the 1997 50 pence in its original large size weighed a solid 13.5 grams and measured 30 millimeters across, giving it a robust feel in hand compared to the later reduced version. Struck in cupro-nickel, its durability allowed many to survive, but only those that have been carefully preserved in fine or higher condition today are considered true treasures. There are some key facts that push the 1997 50 pence into the limelight. It stands out as the final year of the large Britannia 50 pence, making it not just another circulating coin but an historic cut-off point in British currency. Collectors always value coins that symbolize the end of an era, and this one certainly does. Furthermore, although many were issued for everyday use, very few survive in pristine states such as Mint State 65, and when such examples do appear, their prices at auction can be nothing short of remarkable. The rarity and condition of this coin are where its true collector demand shines. While you may find circulated versions with scratches, wear, or discoloration, a fine condition specimen already holds great appeal, and when you move into higher certified states, the demand intensifies dramatically. Collectors around the world are searching for the 1997 large 50 pence because it bridges the gap between traditional designs and modern decimal issues. This demand is reflected in today's market, where prices have soared. For example, a specimen graded at MS65 has been valued at an extraordinary $10,500, while others of even finer appearance have crossed into the region of $13,100 on well-known auction platforms such as eBay, Heritage Auctions, and other reputable numismatic markets. These figures alone highlight how a coin that once bought little more than a packet of crisps can now command life-changing sums for those lucky enough to own one. For collectors, the advice is straightforward yet crucial. Always check your coins carefully, as condition is king in numismatics. A 1997 50 pence in fine condition is already sought after, but if you come across one that is uncirculated or certified by a trusted grading service, you may be holding onto a true numismatic jackpot. Storage in protective holders, avoidance of cleaning, and careful handling will preserve the coin's value and potentially increase its desirability in years to come. Patience in selling is equally important, as the market for British coinage continues to strengthen, especially for coins with historical turning points like this one. In conclusion, the 1997 50 pence coin of the United Kingdom, particularly in fine or mint state condition, is not just a piece of metal but a symbol of transition, cultural pride, and numismatic artistry. Its role as the final large-sized Britannia 50 pence makes it a historic marker in the evolution of British coinage, and its soaring values in today's collector market, reaching from $10,500 to as high as $13,100, prove that its demand is truly global and ever-increasing. For those who own it, it is a treasure worth cherishing, and for those seeking it, it represents a golden opportunity in the world of rare coins. This is why the 1997 50 pence is celebrated today as not just currency, but as a rare and remarkable legacy of British history. At number 4, we turn our attention to a rather fascinating piece of British currency history, the 1985 20 pence coin, which at first glance might appear very ordinary, but upon closer inspection, reveals itself to be a sought-after rarity with remarkable value in the present collector's market, even when found in very dirty condition. This is not just a small denomination coin, it is an emblem of Britain's numismatic heritage, and in recent years it has caught the attention of serious investors and coin enthusiasts across the globe. The background of the 1985 20 pence is particularly interesting, as it belongs to the very early series of 20 pence pieces, introduced only a few years earlier in 1982. These coins were designed to fill a gap in the decimal system, offering a convenient denomination between the 10 and 50 pence. The piece features on its obverse, or the head side, a regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael Maklouf, a design that was used from 1985 through the early 1990s. It is distinctive for its elegant detailing, with the Queen wearing the royal diadem, her features sharply captured to reflect dignity and authority. On the reverse, or the tail side, we find the iconic crown Tudor rose designed by William Gardner, an enduring national emblem symbolizing unity, tradition, and the resilience of the monarchy throughout history. This beautiful pairing of portraiture and floral heraldry makes the coin not only practical currency but also a small work of art steeped in national symbolism. The cultural and historical values tied to this coin are profound. The 20 pence symbolized modernity and efficiency in the British decimal system, while retaining strong links to heritage through its rose motif. In many ways, the coin represented a nation confidently moving into a new economic era while holding fast to centuries of tradition. Collectors particularly appreciate how the coin captures both the grace of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign and the deep-rooted symbols of England's past. It is therefore more than a means of exchange. It is a tiny but enduring reminder of Britain's story in the late 20th century. The weight of the 1985 20 pence coin is approximately 5 grams, struck in cupronickel with a heptagonal shape that is instantly recognizable to the touch. Its technical specifications were carefully chosen to make it practical for circulation, but today those very same details enhance its collectability, as enthusiasts seek out coins with original integrity and authenticity. When it comes to the key facts, the 1985 issue is one of the scarcer early years, and although millions were struck, very few have survived in top condition, especially given their everyday use. Finding one in very dirty condition is still valuable, as many such coins can be carefully cleaned and restored, but more importantly, collectors are willing to pay strong sums for examples even when they are not in pristine mint state. The scarcity of high-grade coins makes those certified at MS65 highly coveted, and these have been commanding extraordinary prices. The rarity and condition for collector demand cannot be overstated. In dirty circulation grade, the coin may fetch modest sums, but once graded and preserved in mint state, it transforms into a treasure. Coins certified MS65 have been valued around $8,500, an astonishing figure for a small denomination piece. Even more remarkably, certain examples have reached as high as $12,000 on auction sites such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other international markets, where bidding wars between passionate collectors drive the price skyward. This proves that the 1985 20 pence is not just a coin but a high-demand collectible, a tangible asset with growing desirability. For collectors today, the tips are quite clear. Always keep an eye on your change and old storage boxes, as 20 pence coins from the mid-1980s are often overlooked. Even if a coin appears dirty or worn, never discard it, as professional cleaning and grading can reveal hidden value. It is always wise to handle them carefully, avoid unnecessary scratching, and if possible, submit higher quality examples to professional grading services, as the certification alone can vastly increase the market value. Moreover, patience is key, as these coins are proving to be strong long-term investments that continue to rise in worth as collectors compete for the best preserved specimens. In conclusion, the 1985 20 pence coin is a shining example of how small change can turn into great fortune. What once jingled unnoticed in pockets now commands 4- and 5-figure sums on global markets, a testament to the coin's rarity, historical significance, and enduring charm. Whether you are an experienced collector or someone just discovering the joys of numismatics, the message is simple. Hold on to these pieces, treasure them, and recognize their immense potential. This is not merely currency, it is history, art, and investment rolled into one, and the demand is only growing stronger with each passing year. At number 5, the United Kingdom 1 shilling coin from the year 1957, a piece that holds far more than just monetary value and continues to capture the admiration of collectors around the globe. This coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, at a time when Britain was still adjusting to the post-war years and its currency reflected both heritage and continuity. The obverse side of the coin features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, a representation of grace and strength which marked the beginning of a new era. On the reverse, you will find the striking crowned English lion standing majestically, symbolizing power, tradition, and the enduring spirit of the United Kingdom. Together, these designs make the 1957 shilling a true emblem of its time, combining regal imagery with deep national significance. The cultural and historical value of this coin is immense, for it represents the first decade of Queen Elizabeth's reign, a period of renewal, stability, and transformation for Britain. It weighs approximately 5.65 grams and is composed of cupronickel, a metal introduced after 1947 when silver was removed from circulating shillings. While its face value was simply 1/20th of a pound, its true worth lies today in its rarity and the condition in which it survives. The 1957 1 shilling was heavily used in everyday transactions, from market stalls to daily wages, meaning that finding one in pristine mint state is exceptionally challenging. That is exactly why collectors prize this coin so highly, as it reflects both common history and extraordinary scarcity in top condition. When it comes to rarity and collector demand, this coin has seen a sharp increase in desirability over recent years. Circulated examples can still be found relatively easily, but they generally hold only modest value. However, coins that have survived in near-perfect mint state condition, graded as MS65, can command astonishing prices. Today, a 1957 1 shilling in MS65 has been recorded to sell for around $4,500, while rarer examples of exceptional preservation have even reached heights of $6,000 on competitive auction platforms such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other reputable numismatic markets. These prices demonstrate not only the financial value but also the intense demand among collectors eager to own such a historic and iconic piece of British coinage. For collectors looking to add the 1957 1 shilling to their collection, there are a few helpful tips to keep in mind. Always pay close attention to condition, as coins with clear detail, minimal wear, and bright luster will always attract the highest bids. Provenance and proper grading are also vital, as certified coins carry much more trust and value in the marketplace. Hunting through auction houses, online platforms, and trusted coin dealers can often reveal hidden gems, and being patient while waiting for the right specimen is key. In conclusion, the 1957 1 shilling coin of the United Kingdom is far more than an ordinary piece of old currency. It is a historical artifact, a cultural symbol, and a highly desirable treasure for collectors worldwide. Its design connects us directly to the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II, while its scarcity in mint condition elevates it into a realm of true investment-grade collectibles. With recent sales reaching into the thousands of dollars, this coin has proven that even a humble shilling can become a crown jewel for those who recognize its worth. So, if you are a collector or simply an enthusiast of British history, keep your eyes open for the 1957 1 shilling, because it is a coin that continues to grow in demand and shine with exceptional value in today's numismatic market. At number 6, the 1954 3 pence was part of the post-war coinage in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, struck at a time when Britain was adapting to social and economic change. This coin, although modest in denomination, represents a period when the Royal Mint was still producing coins in brass alloy, before the sweeping transformations that eventually led towards decimalization. What makes this piece especially captivating is its scarcity and the fact that surviving examples in circulation condition are already cherished, but in higher grades it becomes exceptionally valuable, elevating it far beyond its face value. When looking at the design, the obverse or the head of the coin bears the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Mary Gillick, a young and optimistic image of the monarch unveiled shortly after her accession to the throne. This youthful portrait is highly admired by collectors, as it captures the beginning of a new Elizabethan era. On the reverse, or the tail side, we see the distinctive design featuring a crowned Tudor portcullis, a traditional emblem closely tied to Parliament and historical British governance. This emblem not only gave the coin a unique character but also reinforced Britain's sense of heritage, tradition, and authority in a time when stability was paramount. Both sides of the coin stand as reminders of craftsmanship and symbolism that go far beyond its nominal worth. Culturally and historically, the 1954 3 pence coin sits at a crossroads of old and new Britain. It was produced during the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, symbolizing continuity in monarchy, yet also a changing nation seeking recovery and modernization in the aftermath of the Second World War. The use of brass gave the coin a distinctive 12-sided shape, instantly recognizable and quite different from other denominations, which made it stand out both in the pockets of the people and in the memory of those who handled it. Today, it embodies the heritage of mid-20th century Britain and remains a significant artifact for anyone passionate about the history of British coinage. The coin weighs around 6.8 grams, a solid piece that felt substantial in everyday use, and with its 12-sided form it offered both practicality and charm. These physical details might appear minor, but they are part of what makes the coin distinctive and highly identifiable among British pre-decimal currency. Collectors are particularly attentive to such specifications, since originality and preservation of these characteristics play a vital role in assessing rarity and value. Now, when we come to the key facts, the 1954 issue was not struck in high numbers compared to other years, making it much harder to locate in fine condition today. Circulated examples do appear, and while they already enjoy attention, the real fascination lies in those preserved in superior states of condition. Numismatic grading places special emphasis on the preservation of detail, luster, and sharpness, and coins that achieve a high grade such as MS65 are viewed as exceptional survivors. In fact, a 1954 3 pence in MS65 condition has been valued at around $1,500, reflecting just how much demand there is for these coins in premium states. More impressively, when appearing at international auction houses such as heritage auctions or on competitive marketplaces like eBay, some examples have reached even higher results, selling for as much as $3,200, showing that collectors are willing to pay a considerable premium to secure this rarity. This rarity and the role of condition cannot be overstated, for it is the combination of limited mintage, historical context, and outstanding preservation that drives demand. Collectors are eager to add a coin like this to their portfolios, because not only does it represent the heritage of a great nation, but it also stands as a strong investment piece with proven potential in today's market. The fact that prices continue to rise demonstrates that the 1954 3p is not only a beautiful reminder of Britain's past, but also a tangible asset that continues to grow in desirability. For those who are passionate about collecting, a few tips are worth keeping in mind. Always look closely at the coin surfaces, detail, and edges, as these areas show the first signs of wear or mishandling. Coins in circulation condition still hold interest, but if you have the opportunity to obtain a well-preserved example, particularly one graded by a recognized authority, you are looking at a piece with far greater long-term value. Keeping coins stored safely, away from humidity and harsh handling, will help preserve their condition and safeguard their value. And of course, researching reliable sellers and auction platforms ensures authenticity and peace of mind when making an acquisition. In conclusion, the 1954 3p coin is a perfect example of how a seemingly small and everyday piece of currency can become an item of immense historical and financial importance. From its representation of a youthful Queen Elizabeth II to its unique 12-sided brass form, it captures a chapter of British history while at the same time standing as a treasure for the numismatic community. With examples in MS65 condition valued around $1,500 and some reaching up to $3,200 in the global market, there is no doubt that this coin is in high demand and continues to command the admiration of collectors worldwide. It is more than just a coin, it is a story, an investment, and a prized possession that links us to the heritage of the mid-20th century United Kingdom. At last, the United Kingdom 5p coin from the year 1969. Now, at first glance, it may seem like just another small silver-colored coin, but as we peel back the layers of history, rarity, and collector demand, you will quickly discover why this humble piece of metal can command attention and impressive values in the numismatic world, even in dirty or circulated condition. The story of the 1969 5p coin begins with its introduction as part of the decimalisation process, when the United Kingdom prepared to transition from the old currency system of pounds, shillings, and pence into the modern decimal currency we know today. The 5p was designed to take the place of the shilling, carrying both the same size and weight, ensuring a smooth transition for the public. The obverse of this historic piece features the youthful effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, beautifully engraved by Arnold Machin, showing Her Majesty wearing the laurel wreath crown, a symbol of dignity and continuity. On the reverse side, you find the crowned Scottish thistle, the proud emblem of Scotland, gracefully positioned under the royal crown, reflecting the unity and strength of the United Kingdom during that era. The cultural and historical significance of the 1969 5p cannot be overstated. It represents the very early days of decimalisation, marking a turning point in British financial history, and coins from this period serve as a reminder of a nation modernising while still retaining deep traditions. Collectors today treasure these coins not only for their monetary worth but for the story they tell about Britain in the late 1960s. Weighing 5.65 grams and struck in cupronickel, the coin was designed for durability, but many examples from circulation, particularly those that have endured decades of handling, dirt, and wear, are now considered collectible due to their age and the historical moment they capture. Key facts that make this coin so appealing include its first-year issue status and its distinctive Machin portrait, which holds a strong place in numismatic design history. Now let's talk rarity and condition, because this is where the 1969 5p truly shines for collectors. While millions were minted, finding an example in pristine condition is increasingly difficult, especially considering that most were heavily circulated. Coins that survive in high grades, particularly those graded MS65, have seen market prices reaching around $800. And when such coins appear on prestigious auction platforms like eBay or heritage auctions, they can climb even higher, sometimes soaring up to an astonishing $1,700, proving the immense demand among serious collectors. For collectors, the advice is clear: do not overlook this coin, even in dirty or circulated condition. A professional cleaning should be avoided, but storing it properly and preserving it as is can still carry excellent value. Always be on the lookout for coins that have fewer scratches, clear details on the thistle, and sharp features on the Queen's portrait. These small factors can make a significant difference in overall value. In conclusion, the 1969 5p coin is not just a small denomination piece, It is a cornerstone of Britain's decimalisation journey, a cultural artefact, and a collectible of growing demand. Whether you are holding one in a well-used, dirty state or have the fortune of discovering a high-grade specimen, its worth in today's market is undeniable. With values ranging from $800 in MS65 condition to upwards of $1,700 at auction, this coin proves that history and rarity can transform even the smallest of coins into a true treasure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned to World Numismatic Finds for more rare and valuable coin discoveries from around the world.